Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. Today, we're going to walk through how to onboard a contractor that does not require access to the VA network. To begin, we will select the Onboard a Contractor tile located on the home page of the service. As you can see, step 1 of contractor onboarding appears. Here, we will select the radio button associated with the contract you wish to onboard that contractor to. And as you can see, step 2 opens up down here. In this section, we're going to fill out the first and last name of that individual we're onboarding, as well as the date of birth and social security number. One thing to keep in mind here is that the date of birth field does require a month, day, year format. Once you have filled out all of the information for the individual in the person search field, you're going to go ahead and select the blue search button. As you can see, no MPI matches were found. In an instance where MPI does find an existing record for this individual, it will appear right in this section with a red onboard button. In those cases where you don't want to create duplicative records for individuals that have already been onboarded, you will select that red onboard button. But as we do have no MPI matches found in this case, we will onboard them as a new user. Once the VA on and offboarding service has generated the profile creation page for you to fill out, you will then begin by filling out all of the items marked with a red asterisk. A field to make note of on this page is the logical access attribute. Here we are indicating no, as the contractor does not need access to the VA network. Another item to keep in mind is this contractor work address field. We'll go ahead and select the link to select the work address and VA facility. And then we're going to go ahead and enter that work address for the contractor we are onboarding. Once you have entered that work address in, a bunch of VA facilities nearby will populate, where you will select the correct VAMC or facility that they will be reporting to. And as you can see, the selected VA facility will now populate in the correct section. The final field to keep in mind here prior to submitting the profile is the background request forms uploaded date field. Here we will select the date for when the actual background information forms were uploaded. Another thing to keep in mind is that we provide the link to the PSAC as well as the VBA personnel security email inbox. We recommend to keep using the processes you've had in the past for submitting these type of forms. Once you have completed all of the attributes marked with the red asterisk, we recommend that you first save as a draft and then go ahead and proceed to submit this profile. As you can see, once clicking submit, you will get a notification indicating that all the information you have entered is accurate. You will click OK. And then you're going to get another pop-up indicating that all the attributes were entered correctly prior to final submission, which you will then again hit OK. Upon submission of the contractor's profile, you will then be directed to the Sac Adjudication tab. A notification will appear stating that this tab automatically populates once VA CABS completes the Sac Adjudication. You'll also receive an email notification once the Sac Adjudication is complete. And per VA Directive 6500 and 0710, the EQIP must be completed, sent, and accepted by DCSA, and the background investigation initiated prior to the user's VA network account creation and PIV issuance. The fields on the screen will also automatically populate once the results of the SAC have been completed. The core and the CL will also receive email notifications confirming that SAC result. If it is favorable, the submission is going to be automated, but if the SAC is unfavorable, manual submission will be required. Another thing to note is that prior to completion of this tab, the contractor needs to proceed to the nearest facility and submit their fingerprints to initiate the SAC process. You will notice on this page that the individual has had an ICN generated for them, as well as a VA email. In addition to this, you can also see the date that the documents were uploaded to the PSAC, and the status and adjudication date fields will automatically populate once the results of the SAC adjudication have been completed. The core and the contract leads will also receive email notifications confirming that SAC result. If the SAC is favorable, the submission is going to be automated. However, if the SAC is unfavorable, manual submission will be required. If you should leave the onboarding service for any reason, upon return, select the My Dashboard tab from the home page to view the contractor status. Once on the My Dashboard page, you can begin searching for the contractor in question using the filter section. Once you have located the contractor, select their name to view the contractor's mini dashboard. From here, the core and contract leads may view the status for all of the steps completed throughout the onboarding process. As these steps are completed, they'll be marked with a green check mark and a date of completion. One other thing to note on this page is that since this is a non-logical onboard, an Active Directory account will not be required. As you can see, upon the conclusion of a favorable or unfavorable SAC adjudication, the service will send an email out to the core, contract leads, and the contractor stating the results of the SAC adjudication process. In this instance, the SAC was returned with a favorable result on June 2nd, 2022. In addition to the SAC adjudication email, the core, contract leads, and the contractor will receive an email stating that TMS training has been assigned to them. The contractor will also receive an additional email stating their TMS login information and a URL to reset their password. One thing to note here is that the onboarding service will create the TMS account for them, so it is no longer necessary for the contractor to self-enroll. When looking back over at their SAC Adjudication tab, you can see that their information has been automatically populated with the adjudication date and the status of favorable, allowing the contractor to move on to the next step in the onboarding process, completing their TMS training. As shown on the screen, once the contractor completes their required TMS trainings, an email will go out to the core and contract leads for that contractor, indicating that the trainings have been completed. Once the contractor has completed their TMS training, you will notice that their training tab has been marked with a green check mark, indicating that all of the required trainings have been completed. You may also note on this screen that HIPAA training is marked with a red X. This is due to the core that performed the onboard, indicating in the contractor's profile creation page that HIPAA training will not be required. Moving back over to the My Dashboard page, once the contractor has completed their required trainings and has had a favorable SAC result, as this is a non-logical onboard and they do not require an AD network account, you'll notice that their status has been changed to active, indicating that all of the steps in the onboarding process have been completed. Overall, this is the process in the onboarding service for bringing a new contractor to the VA that does not require network access. Thank you and have a great day.